Oh. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Tom Stewart here, Smart Business Moves. I'm with my partner, Liz Trotter. Hey, wait a minute, Liz, where? RJ Patel is filling in. He's our guest host for the entire week. We are greatly indebted to your, thank you, RJ, thank you for your service to the residential cleaning industry. He just quit. RJ just quit. For how long was he with us, Gosha?
Probably like 30 seconds.
Less than a minute?
Less than a minute, 30 seconds.
Turnover in this industry is really high.
Definitely high. Oh, there he is.
You just broke the record. You quit in less than 5 seconds. You can't do that. You got to stick with us at least for the week. How are you, RJ?
I am doing great. How are you?
Doing awesome. Doing awesome on a Monday afternoon. Yeah, Liz is out of pocket this week. She tells me she's working. I'll take her word for it, but she's not going to be available for Smart Business Moves, but RJ has agreed to fill in. So we're in very capable hands for the balance of the week. Thank you, RJ.
I'm the new Liz.
The new Liz. Liz 2.0. Our guest today is Gosia Lorek-Baran. Gosha is owner and CEO of Helping Hands Cleaning Service. Are you in Chicago proper? Is that the city that you're in?
Yeah, in the suburbs of Chicago, about 20 minutes from Chicago, west of Chicago.
Okay. And Gosha has a lot of experience in a lot of different aspects of the industry, but she is very active and burnt a lot of calories supporting ARCSI as well as benefiting from that relationship. So I can certainly take an hour and talk about that topic. And I know Gosha's passionate about it, and RJ, if you guys know RJ, certainly he is as well. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this, and we're going to maybe explore all the ways that we can help ARCSI and how ARCSI can help us and help the industry. And before we're done, hopefully all of us will have a broader appreciation and a deeper understanding of what it's about and how it works. But before we get too deep into that, I just want to throw our schedule up for the balance of the week. Gosha's with us today. We're going to be talking about ARCSI partnerships and relationship and how that creates value. Tomorrow, we're going to have Joe Walsh, and Joe's been with us a number of times, I guess, over the last several months. Haven't seen him in a while because he's been busy. They've been cleaning a lot of homes, and he's going to be talking about that because business is booming in Portland, Maine, I guess, for Joe and Green Clean Maine, and he's going to tell us what he's been doing in order to make that happen, how he's been dealing with it, how he's been it's a lot of challenges cleaning in the COVID-19 world, and it's going to be a great discussion. Joe's always a good discussion. Wednesday is going to be Deal Day. We gave that a soft launch a couple of weeks ago. We've got a couple of Wednesdays ago, we got a number of vendors who are going to be up, who are going to be sharing deals for Smart Business Moves viewers that you aren't going to be able to get anywhere else. And the deals are only good for like a couple of days. They go live Wednesday at 5 o'clock Eastern, or when we present them as part of Smart Business Moves, and they expire end of day Friday. So it's a way to learn something maybe you don't know about some vendors who provide products and services of residential cleaning industry, as well as get a really good deal if you want to try some of the products or services that they're offering. And Thursday is going to be On the Spot. That's our rapid fire Q&A session where myself, RJ, and our special guest will be sharing, each getting 1 minute to answer your most pressing questions. And this is where I guess RJ would be, or Liz would normally be sharing a clue as to who, or, have a clue for us today, RJ?
Liz forgot to tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what clue to give everybody. She did she not say it was a male?
It's a male.
That much we know.
Okay. It's a
So that
male.
narrows it down a lot.
Yeah. I mean, that's just cut the field in half, so to speak. And it's only Monday. So we'll have a different clue tomorrow. And we'll go from there. We don't want to make it too easy on Monday, right?
Nah.
It's a guy who runs a residential cleaning service. How about that?
Whoa, that's 2 clues.
We'll give you that much. And
good.
there are other things we could say, but we don't want to make it too easy off the bat. Anybody want to guess right now? No, I guess not. Let's see who we got here. Hey Diane, how are you doing today? Liz Day is with us. Hey Liz. And our friend Leslie.
Hey Leslie.
Leslie is rocking it out on the West Coast. She's probably out in the wilderness camping herself. I don't know if that was on the schedule this week or not. I know that that's been high on her schedule here over the last short while. So Gosha, tell us a little bit about yourself. How what happened where one day you woke up and say, hey, I want to be in the residential cleaning industry? And, did you buy a business, start a business, how all that took place, and kind of what got you to this point?
So you want to hear my dirty secrets, huh? Okay.
There you go.
Just keep them clean.
That's right. That's why I will share the dirty secrets and how I got them clean. So, 2001 happens, right? 9/11 happens, and there is a rest of the story. So 9/11 was a turning point. I was in a law firm, a clerk, whatever, hated my job, but I had to work, right? I have to pay my bills, mortgage. We just bought a house. I had a brand new baby, So in 9/11 happens, unfortunately got laid off after that. So, what am I going to do? What will I do? A $2,000 mortgage, a baby, my husband working, obviously, but I was all very shaky. So fortunately, I was lucky enough. I got unemployment. And from that one dirty thing that I hated, I started cleaning. I decided that I'm going to clean and, collect the unemployment. That was the dirty part, right? That I was collecting the unemployment and then cleaning on the side. So,
but that was like what, 18, 19 years ago?
19 years ago. Yeah.
I mean, it's just the three of us. Nobody's really listening anyway.
Yeah,
but
I don't care. I don't care.
Statute of limitation has expired, so I think you're safe.
Absolutely. Right. Who cares? Anyway, so that's how I got into the business. I didn't want to go back to working for somebody. I hated leaving my baby at home and not seeing him much. So I just really started passing out flyers. Back then, 2001, not much of an internet, no Facebook. So it was really, printing flyers and putting them on people's doors. And I remember at a metro station, I was putting behind the windshield wipers and stuff. And that's how I started. So 2000, so that was in 2001. By 2002, in January, that was October. In January, I got pregnant with my second baby. And then in May, I was like, I cannot clean anymore. So I started, I had to hire the first person. And she started working for me. Then in September, I hired a second person. So I was working very hard on collecting clients and advertising pretty much flyers. constantly doing flyers, and was able to hire the second person. And it started going from then, just getting more and more clients and hiring more and more people. And of course, there was drama. I was really young. I was 25 or so, 24, 25. And of course, I'm young. I'm hiring all these older people. They are quitting on me. What's going on? I'm all alone. I don't know what to do. Is frustrating, but I promised myself I'm not going back to work. I'm going to stick with it, and I'm gonna make it work. So for a couple of years I was really struggling, and I think for like 2006 I got my website, and I started searching on Google for other websites, right? I'm copying, pasting probably from many of you the content because I'm all alone, right? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, how to grow. I needed to grow. People are quitting on me. I am getting more clients. So it was a very, very challenging couple of years. There was not that much growth, but enough to sustain from what I had and keep going. And I enjoyed it. I loved working with people, employees. I was really big into networking, so I had fun because I love meeting new people. So I had fun networking. And then 2008 came about, and I will never forget, I got a postcard in the mail. There was this luncheon in Chicago that I was invited. It was a ARCSI. And I was like, hey, what is this? There are people, there are other companies they're going to meet. So I was all excited. I went.
So that was the first time you'd ever heard of ARCSI?
The very first time I've heard of ARCSI through a postcard that I got in the mail. Yep.
7, 8. Okay.
2008, right.
Took 7 years.
I'm sorry?
It took 7 years.
Well,
Right.
she started before ARCSI really started. We started working on it maybe 2003 or so, and it took a couple of years to get going. But 2008, Perry Phillips was there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was Perry had the luncheon. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And what hotel was that? I think I may have been there actually.
It was not a hotel. It was just a restaurant.
A restaurant. Okay, so it was just like okay, well, I was not there then.
It was a very small venue. It was just a very small, I think it was like 15 other people.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't remember who else was there. A long time ago. So
Perry was there, I guess.
Perry was there. Yeah.
Okay.
But the other attendees, I don't remember. So that was my first time coming across ARCSI. And we are talking today about the benefits of ARCSI. I would like to share with you what ARCSI really did for me. I would never be where I am without ARCSI. I'm a strong believer in connecting, making personal relationships. And from that moment, from 2008, I've attended every single conference, convention. It was a game changer for me. Meeting people, knowing I'm not alone, and building relationships. I would never know you guys, RJ, Tom, I would never know you. I would never know many other people if I had not come across ARCSI. These days, everybody goes on Facebook. They are like, oh, Facebook, I don't need to be with ARCSI. And I'm not, saying that Facebook is bad. However, you say, I have 10 people, 1,000 friends on Facebook. But when I die, how many will really come to my funeral, right?
Okay.
I feel the same way with, you need to build the personal relationships. And I believe the people that I met through ARCSI, through the conventions, I hope they will come to my funeral. Because they know me. personally. So anyway, that's just a joke. But anyway, it just, you build the relationships, and I will share a few people that I met. And for example, Paul from New Jersey, from Made in Hoboken, Kasha, my gosh, I am spacing on her company name, from Connecticut, RJ.
Clean Space.
Clean Space. Many other people. I mean, we have built personal relationships. We have, for example, last year my daughter was a debutante. I had RJ and Asha come to that ball. It was a black tie event. They came. Kasha and her husband came. Those are people who really, I met through ARCSI, and we support each other. We are there for not only for the business, but also for personal lives. When we struggle, we pick up the phone. Hey, what do I do? How do I do? How do I handle this issue? So this is the more we meet, the deeper our relationships become. So again, getting together, getting the education, and meeting with people is priceless.
So you've got some fans here, Gosha. Marlo's saying,
Marlo.
do you see where the chat is on the left-hand side
Yeah.
of the screen? So, and Don agrees.
Not sure if I see the chat all the way, but I see.
Marlo says, to know Gosha is to love Gosha.
Gosha. And Don agrees with her.
Guys. So there are so many people we come across, we meet, we talk, we laugh, we go, we drink, we party, we have fun. So, this is the week for a week at the convention, when we meet together. That's a week for us to really deepen our relationships, get to know each other. And then when we go part our ways and we go to our businesses, then we know we have support.
So, I mean, when you go back, like, in 2001, certainly, I don't even know if Facebook was a thing at that point, but certainly it wasn't, what it is now. And, we've often talked about, the house cleaning business is a very lonely business, that you'd be sitting there thinking you're the only person in the world that's having these problems, and there was no way to even interact or to communicate. You didn't know that there were other, I mean, conceptually, you knew there were other people out there with cleaning businesses, but you didn't know how to communicate with them. And ARCSI, I guess, changed all that.
The only people you knew that were around was your competition. Are you going to talk to your competition?
They don't want to talk to you, no. But now you get to the point where social media is such a large part of it. And in the house cleaning, world, a lot of cleaning business owners in the residential side, Facebook is huge. But that doesn't really boil down the essence of what ARCSI is about, though. RJ, you and Gosha work together. I mean, were you guys like on the board together at one time, or?
Yes, we were. Well, we were on the council together, and I believe she was on the board when it was actually a board until the merger.
Right. I mean, it's not terribly difficult to stand up a page or a group in Facebook and, get a lot of interaction going and people asking questions and people answering questions. And certainly, that's part of it too, but not every answer is a great answer. There's no such thing as a bad question, but there are such things as bad answers. And I don't know, it's about professionalizing the industry, isn't it? At the heart of it. I mean, there's so many things that spin off of that, but one of the things that I think makes ARCSI unique is the focus on professionalizing the industry. Would one of you guys want to speak to that?
Most definitely, I agree. I think part of, you know, uh, one of the things I've always done is set back and absolutely admired all the ladies in this association, because they're out there literally building these businesses. And I'm not talking a hobby that turned into a small business. I'm talking what these ladies have all done is turned into a actual business that is sellable for a good amount of money. And all the time you can just see them wanting to elevate, 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 be better. How do we be better for our staff? How do we be better for our customers? Everything. And that's where ARCSI brings the value is we talk to each other, the network that we have. That's where that platform, like Gosha said, the more we met, the stronger bond we had with each other. And, you know, she talked about the partying and this, that, the other. That's one of the good things about this group is they're not stiff. You know, you learn when you have to, and then you go and chill when you have to. And Marlo, we are not going to talk about the dueling piano in this meeting. So do not post anything. Anyway.
You can send pictures, Marlo. Send pictures.
But that's the value. Gosha, what do you think?
You know, we work hard, we learn hard, and then we play hard. That's how it is, right? So when we are at the conventions, we learn hard, we get education. You know, without that education that we receive, I would not get where I would not be where I am today. How to be a good leader, how to lead all of those employees. Right now we have about 44 people on our staff, and it's like how to be the leader that they will all follow. Today we had our first meeting after 3 months, or was it 4 months? I don't even know, since the shutdown. And we were going through our anniversaries. I mean, we have some people that are here with us for 7 years and 5 years and 6 years and anniversaries. And it's like, I was so happy to see those employees have been with us for so long. How did I get there? Through all these things I learned from all of us, either from Tuesday topic or conventions, or, you know, how do we become the leaders? How do we treat our employees? Because the employees are the core of our business. You know, with the customers, they come and go, and we have so many, but it's hard to retain good employees. We have such a high conversion retention rate in this industry. And then, you know, when we go and when we talk and we exchange ideas, how to take care of them, it's priceless. And yes, on Facebook we have that, but I feel like Facebook is like more come and go. You know, you read the post, you forget, you put it away, you forget. Where here you actually meet and you brainstorm, or we would meet with a bunch of other people, like RJ, Paul, Shirley, Asha would come with RJ. We would make an effort to meet once a year to really sit down and talk. What can we do to make our businesses grow? So that's, again, I am so strong about those personal relationships. I believe deeply about developing those relationships. And where I feel, you know, that's why I encourage people to join us to be part of the ARCSI, because you get, again, I will touch on the education, the relationships, and the quality of life that brings you.
Do you ever, I mean, I'm sure you've had this discussion with people many times. Do you ever have anybody just ask the question, well, why do I need to join ARCSI for that? I mean, there's other ways I can get together without having to invest in, now I'll say the word invest, you know, pay dues to a trade association. Why? How do you answer somebody who poses that question?
I feel ARCSI does a great job of obviously putting together the education for us, fishing out of who are the vendors that we can use. For example, I know Moody Insurance is phenomenal. They are through ARCSI. Other web developers, or, I mean, we have resources. We get resources through ARCSI that, you know, it would be hard to find on our own, perhaps.
Well, tell me about vendors. Do you get discounts and opportunities to, you know, interact with vendors in a way that would be difficult to do if you weren't a member?
I believe Moody does ARCSI discount.
Yeah, I think there are a number of vendors who do.
Insurance. Yeah.
You know, Tom, on the first question that you asked about, why should somebody belong to ARCSI or in a trade association? If you're in any business, as a human, one of the most necessary needs of a human is a sense of belonging. And when you are part of an association that's totally focused on what you do, like ARCSI, there's a sense of belonging to this place that is, I mean, to me, and I know there are plenty of people on this call that would say there is no price to it. It's really tough to say that if I pay the $200 and something a year, that I justified it. I didn't justify it. I quadrupled it.
Sure.
The ROI on it.
It's an
investment. The sense of belonging is
an investment.
Yeah. Yes.
One more thing I want to touch on this is when I go for estimates, some in-person estimates, and I say, you know, I belong to an association. They're like, there is an association for cleaning, house cleaners, right? I'm like, so then I explain, I go deeper into this and why I belong to this and what I can bring to the client. They're like, wow, that's amazing. Are you going to say I belong to a Facebook association, Facebook, right, group?
Right.
You want, but you can say, you know, obviously, you know, and then you have all these trainings that we can get. And this is all you can share with your clients. It just makes you that much more reputable company, professional company, right? So if you want to be professional and stand out, this is what you do. That's why you do want to belong to an association.
Sure. And if you roll the clock back to like when you began, it was very difficult to find cleaning businesses, house cleaning businesses that were, say, doing $1 million a year in revenue. A lot of people talk about $1 million a year in revenue as, you know, I guess it's a milestone. It certainly is, and it is today as well. But it's much more common now than it was, say, back, you know, 20 years ago, give or take. And I think ARCSI has played as big a role as anything in terms of making that happen, the collaboration, the sharing. Certainly you shared your story. You know, I can tell you I've grown my business through that association. RJ, I believe you would say the same thing.
Absolutely, we have.
And RJ, you touched upon the people in this industry who basically have built businesses that have value, that have a market value. It's an asset. It's not just a job. Not to say there's anything wrong with a job of, you know, cleaning somebody's home and getting paid for it. But, you know, the first morning you wake up and decide, I don't want to clean homes, and you really don't have anything because nobody's going to pay you if you aren't cleaning their homes. But if you start building a business and you start hiring people, then you've got something of value that goes beyond you burning your calories to make it work. And I think that's a lot of what ARCSI is about as well. We talk about professionalizing the industry. When you sell a business, typically you're selling it based on some multiple of cash flow out of what they call recast earnings, the amount of benefit you're getting out of the business. Some industries have higher multiples than other industries. And this doesn't happen in 24 hours. This is like, growing a tree. It takes a long time, but ARCSI's made a big difference in the industry that we all are in over the last 15 plus years. It's just kind of hard to see if you just jump in, if you're new to the industry or even you've been around for a while, because it's, when a tree grows, do you really notice it? No, it just kind of happens. And then one day you look up and say, that's a lot bigger than it was 20 years ago. And I think that's kind of what ARCSI is doing to the industry from a professionalization standpoint.
Tom, I can share this. I've been on the board or around the board. I joined in 2006. And so since 2010, I've been on the board. So for the past 10 years, whether it's the board or the council, one thing I've noticed is every idea, whether it's the convention, whether it's a seminar, anything, Hot Topic Tuesday, all of this is actually stemming from the membership. It's not ideas that are coming from the outside necessarily. So it's whatever the members need is what we're trying to feed and fuel all the time. So everything is member born.
If anybody has questions that they want to pose to Gosha or RJ on ARCSI, or doesn't, it could be, remotely related as well, feel free to go ahead and jump in.
Thank you, Don.
Liz Day just hired 2 part-time cleaners. So Liz is I believe you're relatively new to the industry, so that's awesome. That's exciting, and that's kind of how it starts.
Yes, it does. Congratulations.
That's awesome. I started with just 1 person, and today it's number 44. So you got to start somewhere.
One of the questions we often get in smart business moves, in some form or fashion, relates to competitors in their local market that's selling services really cheap. How do I compete with somebody who's selling services for, cleaning homes for, $20 an hour? And I think that's in part, when we talk about professionalizing the industry, that's a big part of what ARCSI is doing, as well as creating a point of differentiation, so you're not really having to compete with the person selling services for $20 an hour. Have you guys experienced that in your dealings with ARCSI or the growth of your business? Has it helped in that regard?
Absolutely. So the one thing that I wanted to say that, first of all, you have to realize that not every client is your client. There are clients who want that $20 an hour company or a person. But you have to understand, and you have to come to a realization that you are, because of the trainings and the professionalism and the certificates that you've perhaps earned through the association, you don't want those clients who are looking for just the cleaner, because we are not just the cleaner. We are a professional company, and being around the industry, being around the association for so long and meeting people, it helps you believe in yourself that you are a professional company and you want to be a professional company. And then when you go for estimates or you talk to clients, you have that ammunition to tell them, listen, I know you want the $20 service, but this is who we are. And you can justify your price. And when you convince people to who you are, what you have, they will actually go with you. They will go for the more expensive because they will trust you more. So it's just building the trust, and by getting the right education and the certificates and telling you are part of the association, it just gives you more credibility.
So Gosha,
yes.
would you say that this is a subliminal sort of benefit to being part of ARCSI that ARCSI probably will not get the credit for, but in a way, because you're selling the membership or the association, it automatically earns you that business.
Right. Absolutely.
Because they feel like you're a professional.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
How has COVID affected your business?
Oh boy. From March 20th, when we had the first shutdown here in Chicago, every week was like a, hey, we survived another week. I will tell you, from March 20th, I've never worked so many hours as I did for the last, for the 4 weeks. So hard, so many hours. It was just insane. We had to completely evolve our company. Out of 600 plus clients, we had 538 that put us on hold. So we lost majority of the clients pretty much overnight, span over 1 week or so. And so I decided to go for disinfecting. I had a little tiny fogger in my storage from previous years, and I just started offering that business, and it really took off. And it really has. It's been great. It's been great. We're still going with that. And on that note, I have to share with you that RJ, Asha and I, we have actually combined our forces and developed a company together. And the company is called PCT Disinfecting. So we are partners, the three of us, and we are going for big disinfecting jobs. So that COVID helped us evolve to something completely different, and we entered a new venture together, and we did some substantial jobs in the last couple of weeks. RJ had to travel to Chicago a couple of times to be part of the jobs, 3 times, right, to help me with the jobs. And so, again, relationship, right?
If it wasn't for ARCSI, you guys wouldn't have.
No.
More than just knowing somebody, you have to have a level of trust in order to enter into a partnership.
Right. Yeah. I've known Asha and RJ for 12 years. I understand. I know who they are. I hope they know who I am. We have a trust. We trust. RJ prays every day. He gets up and prays. We have a mutual trust, and hence that we decided to do this venture and do this together. So that's how the COVID. That's what COVID did to us.
So the residential part of your business, the 600 clients, that 500, almost all of them said, hey, we're taking a break. Have some of them started to come back?
They are coming back. We still have a list of 150 clients that are like, no, I don't want. So we have, it came back, but slowly, very, very slowly.
Sounds like it's still maybe a fragile relationship, though, because I think in Chicago, the rate of spread of infection is relatively low. It's okay at the moment, but before
it's okay. It's okay. We are still, actually, bars and all the restaurants have shut down again in the city of Chicago.
Because it's starting to pick up again.
Yeah.
So does that affect?
I have a question.
Does that affect your disinfecting business? I mean, were those your clientele? Is it office space?
The disinfecting is all office. That's all commercial.
Okay. So they're going to be open regardless. So the worse COVID gets, probably the worse it is for your house cleaning business, but the better it is for your COVID, your disinfecting business.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are essential businesses who have to stay open. And those are the companies that we are helping.
You know, one of the things I have to say, in my life, Tom, I've had 5 businesses. And besides my immediate family, I have never entertained the idea of somebody from the outside coming in as a partner. This was the first time that thought even crossed my head.
Mm-hmm.
And had it not been for ARCSI, obviously we would have never met. But then had it not been for those constant relationship building at conventions, at other seminars, on the phone, visits, office visits, personal visits, I would have never considered anybody, much less an ARCSI member. And one day when I was in Chicago during the debutante event, I just sarcastically, it was she, her husband, Asha, myself, and one other person. We were having breakfast at a hotel in the morning, and I just sarcastically said, I said, Gosha, with your looks and my brains, we should do something. And we just kind of laughed it off and ha ha ha, you know, funny, and let it go. And then within a week, something actually fell into my lap, and I was like, Gosha, remember what I said? And she was actually here in Atlanta last week, and we had a presentation in front of that group. That's a nationwide group, and we think that we're going to start something with them. So
the magnitude of scale of what you're talking about doing here, I mean, I believe COVID's going to be with us for a number of years. I don't think this is something that some vaccine is going to come out and a year from now we're going to like just be talking about how it used to be. We're going to be dealing with this for a long time. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know.
I kind of hope you're not.
No, well, yeah, for your business's sake, you know, I guess there's a silver cloud or silver lining in every cloud, huh? How big do you perceive this being? It sounds like this has potential of dwarfing your house cleaning business. You like to think so? It's kind of crazy trying to get your arms wrapped around it.
Everything's new, right? Everything we're doing is learning.
And everything is changing from day to day.
Right. That's the other good point. One day it's this, and the next day it's quite the opposite. So there's no trend, there's no upward trend, there's no nothing. It's just like, okay, what's the news saying today? What's it going to say tomorrow? How does it change? So how do you remain consistent? And that's what we're trying to figure out, is how do we remain consistent on what we target? For example, we had spoken about targeting schools, because I have great relationships in the Atlanta area. Now, most every county, Metro Atlanta County, has decided, Tom, they're not going to school this year. Well, there goes that market. They're going to do everything online. So things are going to change. We're going to have to change. We're going to have to evolve. There's no target sitting there for us.
Right. And I guess our understanding of the virus itself and how it spreads and the technology in terms of, you know, how to reduce the risk, all of that's changing.
Yeah.
It's important to stay educated, to stay on top of it and educated, constantly educate yourself. And we have taken certifications through GBEC, the Global Biorisk Advisory Council, and many other courses through ISSA, ARCSI. So, you know, it's just the important part is without ARCSI, ISSA, we would not be able to do that. And that really, the buildings that we cleaned required the certification. So it is, you know, the GBEC is a national or international certification, if I'm correct, right, RJ? So there are buildings that require that certification. So
they definitely are subject matter experts for, you know, dealing with pathogens in a responsible way, hygienic cleaning to take out pathogens. I mean, but a couple of years ago when Ebola was a big deal, you know, the experts, the people who were behind GBAC were helping, you know, fight that virus. They've got a lot of training in terms of helping cleaning professionals deal and mitigate the risks of COVID-19. And this is some of the training, Gosha, I think that you're talking about. Just to be clear, ARCSI, probably 3 years ago, partnered with ISSA, and now basically ISSA is, you know, ARCSI is a division of ISSA. GBAC is another division of ISSA. Just one of the, you know, how additional value is created through ARCSI, because now you have a conduit to all these other parts of the cleaning industry that have their own specialties and expertise. That, you know, what is fighting, you know, infectious disease have to do with house cleaning? Well, it has a lot more to do than what we thought probably for a long time. But in a COVID-19 world, it certainly is important and top of mind.
And now these days, as we say all the time, that cleaning is no longer just for appearance, it's for health. And we have to educate our clients that it's more than just cleaning for appearance. And where do we get the education from? How do we educate the clients? Where do we get the education from? From, you know, association like ARCSI, ISSA. So.
And I think, Tom, one thing very important to understand between the creation of the new entity, the tools, equipment, the education, time, everything involved in what the three of us have done, we've spent over $75,000 in actual monies coming up with this business model. And so, you know, we're leveraging everything we have, our relationships, ARCSI, everything to, you know, move forward with this. This is not something we just woke up and said, we're going to go do this and go get a $200 fogger and think that we're going to be successful at it.
Right.
No, we're ready. We're ready to, well, we travel. We were in Chicago. We were in Wisconsin, Alabama, you name it. We're ready to travel.
That sounds exciting. And, you know, it's like, what do they say? Success is when opportunity and preparation collide, and it sounds like that's where you are.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for ARCSI, we wouldn't be having this discussion, would we?
That's right.
Not at all.
And it's this opportunity that we are looking at, the presentation that we had with the national company, you know, is going to happen. It's going to happen hopefully soon. We will be looking for partners to help us with this. And again, without ARCSI, we would not be jumping on a national contract, because that would be way over our head, right? I'm in Chicago, he's in Atlanta. So again, ARCSI gave us the confidence that we can do this.
So let's think about that for a minute. When you start talking about looking for partners, it sounds, I mean, you would give preference to active ARCSI members for logical reasons, right? What would that look like? Why would, I mean, I think we know the answer to this, but I think it's interesting just to become aware of this. You know, an ARCSI member I mean, it's not guaranteed it's going to be a success, but it says something about that business and that business owner, right?
RJ, you want to jump on that?
Absolutely, Tom. It says that they want that sense of belonging. And we obviously want to bring that value back, the ROI. And there is a certain amount of trust that we automatically put in an ARCSI member versus a non-ARCSI member.
because you're looking for somebody you can trust. In order for you to trust someone, they need to be trustworthy. And, being an ARCSI member doesn't check all the boxes, but it would tell me that that business is about, doing things in a professional way, doing things the right way.
Mm-hmm.
The people who own that business and run that business embrace some of the same values that you embrace running your business. We're not about, they're not about trying to sell cleaning jobs for $20 an hour and not really being concerned about being safe or having insurance or, all the other things that a responsible company would do. I mean, there's a lot of things you can learn. And if you're looking to grow a national brand, you're going to be looking for a lot of help, I would assume. And being an ARCSI member would be, that's not the end of the discussion, but that's a great place to start.
During our presentation last week, we actually mentioned that. We mentioned that we have a network of national partners across the United States that we can tap into, but they had our assurance that from a quality delivery, that we stand by what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So they were impressed with that because they had their national salespeople either in person or on Zoom with us.
And because of your involvement with ARCSI, more so than just paying your dues, but your active involvement with ARCSI, it makes you more credible and more trustworthy. Doesn't mean you're perfect, but it means that you at least, deeply care about what you're doing and want to do it the right way.
Well, just don't tell Asha about the perfection part. But yeah, I agree. There are plenty of people in ISSA that I've tapped into, called and said, hey, what do I do? And Gosha can attest to this. There's one gentleman that we reach out to all the time. And I mean, he takes our call. I'm shocked. He's so busy. And for he to take our call, or he'll take my call and say, hey, kiddo, I'm busy. Let me call you back. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's so gratifying to have that level of relationship, all thanks to ARCSI.
And then building the trustworthiness, relationship, and yeah.
Leslie's explaining how ARCSI's been a game changer for her, and she's fogging 2 manufacturing businesses this week. So if you need any help in Northern California, here's one place you might want to look.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Leslie has a great business. We are approaching the top of the hour.
That was quick.
It is. Before we wrap up, just want to show everybody what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Joe Walsh is going to be with us, and if you remember, Joe is with us on a fairly regular basis. When COVID really started, but he's been too busy cleaning homes and running his business to spend much time with us. But we're able to twist his arm to come back tomorrow and share with us what he's been up to and what he's been doing to make his business as busy as it is. And I think he's got some pretty interesting ideas that will be helpful to all of us. And Wednesday is deal day. Please mark your calendars for that. You certainly want to catch the deals that we're going to have Wednesday. And Thursday, we're going to have our special guest. RJ is going to be with us hosting all week. And our special guest for Thursday, the hint is he's a guy who runs a house cleaning company. We don't miss Liz, do we?
Nah.
Okay. If you haven't subscribed to Cleaning Business Today, it's really easy. You just put in your email, first name, last name. You get all our updates when we do new blog posts, any late breaking news. We will go to Smart Business Moves. Here's the link to all the resources that we've collected. Since we've been doing this, I'll drop this link here in the post. That's right, RJ. Liz who, right? Just kidding. Okay. Any last thoughts we need to cover? Gosha, anything else that we missed and we want to make sure we get in?
If you're not ARCSI member, please do join. Please join. I have a favor to ask you. Join ARCSI today. It will truly help you.
I share Gosha's sentiment on that. I mean, I've been involved, from the beginning. I think all of our businesses have benefited from ARCSI, whether we realize it or not. The industry is a different place now than it was, and I think what it was 15 years ago. And I think ARCSI has definitely, as much as anything, has kind of played a role in shaping how the thought leaders are running their business and how it's shaping the industry. And we're really just getting started, and there's a lot more work to be done. And the industry is going to look different 10 years from now than it does at the moment. And being part of ARCSI gives us an opportunity to participate in shaping that. And it, for our benefit, the benefit of the people that work for us, for the benefit of the people who we provide service to. So all of it's real and important.
And if anyone has any questions, concerns, anything, please do not hesitate to reach out to myself or RJ, but I'm here if you guys need anything.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
Been doing this for about 20 years, so.
Marlo's giving a shout out to ARCSI as well. Well,
and the CBO.
We're all CBOs. Okay. Gosha, thank you so much. RJ, thank you. Looking forward to tomorrow and the rest of the week. You guys stay safe, and we will see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Gosha.